Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Corpus and I'm one of the band directors at Paredes Middle School. Today, in today's presentation, I'm going to go over briefly just some things about the bassoon. So if you're interested in the bassoon, you're in the right place. Let's go ahead and get started, shall we? So the first thing that I want you to know is I want you to know that the bassoon is part of the woodwind family. So the woodwind family consists of the piccolo, the flute, the clarinet, the oboe, the saxophone, and the bassoon itself. So that's what I want you to remember from that. So from band, we have about 3 families. We have the woodwind family, which is what you see in front of you. We have the brass family, which is trumpet, French horn, trombone, baritone, euphonium, and tuba. And we also have the percussion family, okay? Moving on, we also have the reed that they use. So unlike the other woodwind families, this small reed that you see in front of you is their mouthpiece as well as their reed. So what we want to remember is that we need to be very careful with this particular reed, okay? And let me go back. So the reason why I'm saying to be safe with this is because if you chip it, crack it, or whatnot, it is a very thin piece of bamboo and it will break very easily. Okay, now I don't want you to be afraid of it. I just want you to be aware that you have to keep this reed safe. If it breaks, you can get another one, but it does cost you. So we want to make sure that we're keeping this reed safe. Okay. Now, as you can see, we're moving on to how we make a sound on the bassoon. First thing we got to remember is that we use our lips and we also need air, lots of air, okay? So the bassoon embouchure is like this, is just like this, the way that she has her mouth shaped. Now you see this word embouchure, so that is a French word which means how the musician shapes their mouth to create a sound. So for brass, it might be this. For clarinet, it'll be something like that. For bassoon, it's more like you're sipping from a straw. Bassoon players, I'm so sorry if that's incorrect, let me know. But it's more like a forward motion of the lips, okay? That's what I want for you to get at. Forward motion of the lips. We don't want to bite or anything. It's just a forward motion. And we have to make sure that we're using lots of air. So as you can see, we breathe in through our mouth. Just like that, we have to make sure that our air goes down towards our belly button. Okay, when you do it correctly, you'll see your stomach expand outward this way with air. It'll push your stomach out, and you'll use your diaphragm, which is that muscle that we have on the bottom, to push the air out of your lungs. So we really want to make sure that we're using that diaphragm, okay, just like you would if you were singing. Now here's just a brief history about the bassoon. The bassoon goes back many years. They're going to talk about the Baroque period, and let's go ahead and start this video. It's very short, very short.
This one is one of the earliest models of bassoon, and it was made, it's a copy of an instrument in Nuremberg, in a museum in Nuremberg, made by Johann Christoph Denner. Now this is the bassoon that J.S. Bach would have known and wrote for. As you can see, it's very basic. It's more like a big recorder. The bassoon at the time of J.S. Bach was really a bass instrument used to play bass lines in an orchestra.
Yeah, so the bassoon definitely added, it's more like, sometimes I like to think of it as like the tuba of the woodwind family. It's got that low, rich, beautiful register, that sound, that reedy sound that we need too, that texture. So every instrument is kind of like a spice. So this is definitely a good spice to have in a woodwind or in a wind ensemble. Oops, excuse that. Okay, so the different types of bassoons. As you can tell, there are many different bassoons. These are the oldest ones. We're not going to go over many of these. I'm just going to show you 2 of the main ones. So here is the bassoon. This is the bassoon that you're going to be playing at Paredes Middle School. If you choose to play the bassoon, it'll look like this. It'll sound like this. Let's go ahead and take a listen. cool, huh? So yeah, so that is a bassoon, and that is the instrument that you will be playing in band. The next we have the contrabassoon, and I love this instrument so much. I love how dark and deep and low it gets. It's a beautiful sounding instrument. Let's go ahead and listen to it. Yeah, so as you can tell, this contrabassoon, excuse me, has more of a lower sounding sound and texture to it. It really brings out the bass line in an ensemble, and it's very important in the ensemble as well. So this bassoon you will not be playing at our middle school. This is more of a down the road type of instrument, but I just wanted to show you guys because it's fun. Next, we have a few performances. This is just one of the Stravinsky's Rite of Spring, famous excerpt. Let's go ahead and take a listen to this one. Yeah, so it's definitely got a really nice sound, and it's a solo instrument as well as a supportive instrument with the lower bass lines as well. And that's all I have for our bassoon presentation. If you have any questions, I'm just going to move myself over here. If you have any questions about anything, please feel free to email us. We'll be happy to answer any of your questions. So this is also incorrect right here, this email, my apologies. That is Mr. Heffler, who is our head director. His email is jeffrey.heffler@austinisd.org. Okay, so it's the full name of Jeffrey. You have me, Mr. Corpus, and then you also have Mrs. English. Please feel free to email us if you have any questions. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in band class. Take care.